Hi, my name is Wick Nixon from Wicked Wellbeing, and today I want to take you into the kitchen. I'm going to make some beef and red kidney bean quesadillas because they are such a fantastic meal for kids, but a way that you can get lots of goodness into them. At Wicked Wellbeing, I'm all about honest food for busy families. So I want to show you how you can create healthy meals which take 30 minutes or less. So I find the key to a quick and easy meal is actually having all the ingredients cut up and prepared before you cook the meal. So I'm heating some oil here in a wok. You don't have to use a wok, it's just what I find really easy. I've got some onion cut up and 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to stir fry that. So this normally takes between 2 or 3 minutes. You just want to get the onions soft and browning a little bit. So next we're going to add in the mince. So I've got some premium beef mince here, which I find is a much healthier option to use. So you just want to break that up as you put it in. And then just turn it over and let it brown on all sides. So that'll take about 2 or 3, 4 minutes. You just want to get it completely brown. If there's any excess liquid that's come out of the mince, then just drain it off. Next, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin powder and then a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then in the bowl here, I have got 1 can of whole kernel corn, and with the corn season coming up, you'll be able to use a fresh corn. Just cut off the kernels off the cob, and you can put them in raw. Raw kernels are really good in a salad as well. And then we've got a can of tomato puree and a can of red kidney beans. So I'm just going to tip this in. Then I've got 1 tablespoon of coconut sugar. Tip that in. Half a cup of parsley, and then about 2 to 3 teaspoons of fresh oregano. But if you don't have fresh, then you can use dried. I just use between half and a teaspoon of oregano. A little pinch of salt. And then a good grinding of black pepper. And so you want to just mix that over. By now your mince will be, quite well cooked. And just stir that to combine evenly. And then lastly, I'm going to add a tablespoon or so. I love tomato paste, so it's probably 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, which is really great to thicken it. It gives a really intense flavour, but in this recipe it's mainly used to thicken it because we don't want the mixture too runny for when we're putting it into the quesadillas. So you just want to cook this for about 4 or 5 minutes until it's well heated through and the mince is cooked through. So this has been cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes, and you can see it's quite a thick mixture. So now I'm going to turn the element off, and we're going to create the quesadillas. I really love Jerry's wraps. They've got a low carb option, but I also really love their gluten-free option. The key to these quesadillas is to keep the wraps small, because the bigger the wraps, then the more difficulty you're going to have when you're flipping them. So the other reason why I love these is because they're a fantastic size. You can either cook quesadillas in the pan, like I'm going to show you today, so that you can see how to flip them, but you can also cook them in a panini maker, which may take a little bit longer to cook because you can only put one in at a time, but they, it's probably a cleaner option. So I'm just going to spoon some mixture over top of one of the quesadillas. As I say, you don't want to overfill them, because then they do get a little bit tricky to flip. I do find that, again, using a heavy based fry pan is what is the key to this. because it crispens up the bottom quesadilla. So I'm going to just sprinkle these over top, and some cheese. If you are dairy free, then just leave off the cheese. Just a little bit of a sprinkle. And then I'm going to place another one over top. So I've got some oil heating in a pan here, just a little sprinkling of oil, and you want the pan to be quite hot. So I'm just going to lift up the quesadilla and place that in the pan. And then that's going to crispen up the bottom, but it also, you know, keeps the heat of the mixture in together, and then it'll melt the cheese on top. So that normally takes between, you know, 1 or 2 minutes. You can just lift it up underneath the bottom and see that it's crispy before you flip it. So I can see that that's crispy on the bottom. So I'm just going to pick it up, and then you want to flip it quite quickly. Some of your mixture may fall out, but that's totally okay. And as you can see, that's crispy on the top now. So about 1 to 2 minutes either side, you'll be able to tell when it's crunchy. So I would serve this with a tomato and avocado dip. So I've mashed up a avocado, just finely chopped up some tomatoes, and add some fresh coriander and some lime juice, fresh squeeze of lime juice, and a little bit of rock salt. And it's just a fantastic combination that go together. This meal is taken from the Wicked Wellbeing Kitchen Club, which is a 6-week program. It's a step-by-step meal plan for busy parents. I know that often we want to put on a healthier meal onto the table, but time doesn't allow, or you don't have time to plan for it. So what I do is I email you 4 recipes per week plus a shopping list for 6 weeks. So it builds a toolbox of healthy recipes for your family, and it takes the stress and overwhelm out of the kitchen for you. You won't get to that 5 p.m. witching out and go, what am I cooking for dinner? So if that's something that you're interested in learning a little bit more about, then click on the link below or go to www.kitchenclub.wickedwellbeing.com and have a fantastic day.